Kitchen. You all know what time it is. It is the grand finale of my series of the different kinds of sweet potato pies. And we are finishing off this series with my mama's recipe. Now, let me preface it by saying my mama's recipe is very, very simple, okay? Feel free to add what kind of extracts you would like. I know some people do lemon, some other extracts. Feel free to add the different kinds of sugars that you want to add. Some people do brown sugar. Whatever you want to do, please feel free to do that. But like I said, I'm doing my mama's recipe on today, and we only use nutmeg, or she only used nutmeg, regular sugar. We don't do flour in our batter to make it our pie filling, to kind of help it firm up. She didn't do any of that, okay? So please don't be intimidated by making a sweet potato pie. It is very simple. We're going to start by, you saw me putting my 1 pound of roasted sweet potatoes in my Ninja. I roast my sweet potatoes for about an hour, 50 minutes to an hour. Is going to depend on the size of your potatoes. I like to roast my potatoes because when you put them in water, in my opinion, it makes them hold or retain more water. I don't want a watery batter because I want I don't want a watery filling because I want my sweet potato pie to be firm, okay? All right. So having said that, my 1 pound of sweet potatoes, you can tell that they are still hot. You see the condensation on the side here. I'll use, now the challenging part, let me say this, is that when we do sweet potato pies, we're going to do a minimum of 4. I think the last time I did a recipe or a video on my mama's pies, I did 4. The challenge today is to do 1 pie. We normally do 4, 6, or 8 pies at a time. So I'm trying to kind of break this down to do 1 pie. So I'm really kind of figuring out the adjustment and the ratio of what I'm using as I'm going, okay? The 1 pound for 1 pie, the 1 pound of sweet potatoes for 1 pie is solid, okay? 1 pound. And then I'm going to use, I have some evaporated milk here, and I'm going to say anywhere from 1/3 of a cup to 1/2 a cup. I will know once I add it into my filling and then see. So we're going to start with 1/3 of a cup here. I have 1/2 stick of melted butter. I have 1 cup of sugar. Not sure if I'm going to need all of this sugar. I may need 3/4 of a cup. I don't want, we like it sweet, but don't want it overly sweet. So I'll have to give you a definite about this too. Once I get my filling mixed up, and then I'm going to taste it. That's how I decide what I need more of, is tasting my food. And you guys, I think it's hard not to do that unless you have a recipe that's just down packed. But most of us Southern cooks, we don't oftentimes use recipes. We're just putting stuff in because we know what to put in. We know what it should taste like, okay? So this is challenging for me, but I'm trying to do you right. I'm going to add maybe about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have 2 large eggs that I've already cracked. And sometimes if I'm not sure about the eggs and I want to make sure it's really firm, I'll add another egg. So if you want to do 3 eggs for that 1 pie, that's fine too. But hopefully the 2 will be okay. And then I have my mama's favorite, my favorite because it's my mama's favorite, my McCormick nutmeg. I'll start with about 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, nutmeg can be very strong. We love the taste of nutmeg, but be careful not to overdo it. If you don't want that much nutmeg, then back off of it. Okay, maybe do about 1/4. And also, doing your pies, I'm just giving you like a foundation. If you want nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, cloves, whatever you want in your pie, you can add your spices. Just don't add a 1/2 teaspoon of everything. Okay, whatever I think your favorite spice is, then add the most of that. So for me, it's nutmeg, the end. We'll add a little bit of baking, some vanilla extract. It says baking vanilla. And is that everything? The ingredients, they will all be in the description box below. So we have salt, sugar, nutmeg, eggs, my evaporated milk, butter, extract, and then, oh, my sweet potatoes. And I use a regular 9-inch pie shell. Okay, I do not par bake my pie shell. And forgive me for those of you that have seen my series and you've been here for a while, you're hearing some of the same stuff. But keep in mind, sometimes there are people who click on this video and this is the first time they've ever seen me. Okay, and if that's the case, hello, welcome. We are so glad that you're here. Okay, so I don't use deep dish. My mom never used deep dish. If you want to use deep dish, that's fine. Use whatever you like. But like I said, this is my mama's sweet potato pie. Okay, all right. So I'm going to start by cooking. Once I get the filling in, like now, my oven is preheated to 425 degrees. When I first put my pie filling in here, we're going to put it in that oven on 425. I don't poke holes in my pie shells. I don't do any of that. But the fact that I started on a high temperature, that is what keeps my crust from being soggy. All right? So I'm telling you all this now because once we get this mixed up, we're going to be ready to just put it in the oven. We're going to be rolling. All right? So 425 for maybe about the first 15 minutes. Once I notice it's just starting to turn brown, that's when I turn it down to 325 and cook maybe another 50, 55, 60 minutes. It just depends on my desired brownness. We like a little brownness to our sweet potato pies when they are baked, okay? We don't like them to look too pale, okay? All right, but this time I'm going to remember because I forgot when I did the eggnog pie the other day. When I turned it down from 425, I should have opened the oven to let some of that heat escape, and I didn't. So it ended up cooking too fast. All right, is that everything? Of course, I have thoroughly washed my hands. Don't be in the kitchen with nasty hands because that's just nasty. Now, when I start adding my ingredients, I think the last time I did the pie, I was kind of mixing it up a little here and there. But those potatoes had really cooled off. These potatoes are still hot. And I really like mixing my pies when the potatoes are still kind of hot because it helps. I think it helps to go in and start melting that sugar and what have you. You know what I mean? Okay. So this is about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And like I say, you guys, my suggestion would be to taste your batter so you'll know what it's going to taste like, okay? I'm going to add my 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And I stand corrected. I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. And then when I taste it, if I want more, I'll add it, okay? Our vanilla extract, we're just going to pour it in here. Our 1/2 stick of butter, and it is unsalted. If you use salted butter, that's fine. I would just omit adding any additional salt unless when you tasted the filling, if you felt like you needed more salt, by all means do that. Okay, let's see. We're going to add our I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on this because I want to see what we're looking like once I get it mixed up, okay? I'm going to go and add my eggs now. Like I said, I don't mind tasting a batter or filling with raw eggs. It's just gonna be a little taste. Y'all know I told you I eat cake batter, so I eat raw cake batter, so I don't have a problem with eating something or tasting something with raw eggs. I'm going to start with 3/4 cups of sugar. This is what we're looking like so far. Let's see, that's about a 1/4 cup. A 1/4 cup of evaporated milk. I see the spices in there. See all that nutmeg. Another smooth batter. That's what I like about that 1 pound. We have no excess batter left over. So if you need to make just 1 pie, then that's all you need. Look at there. I love it. Love it. Okay. And you guys, now that I think about it, this recipe actually originated from my grandmother. I remember my mom saying that this is where she got the recipe from. So this is special. My grandmama's and my mama's sweet potato pie. All right, so we're going in. Remember, my oven is preheated to 425 degrees. We're going to set the timer for at least 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, when I check it, if it started to brown, I'll turn it down to 325 to finish baking the rest of the time. Okay, so we baked the first 15 minutes on high, and then I turned it down. We baked on 425, then I turned it down to 325 and baked about another 45-50 minutes. Again, it will depend on your desired doneness, or shall I say brownness, because you want it done But depending on how dark you want your pie, that will determine, you know, if you're gonna bake it longer than 45 minutes or so. Now we're gonna sit here and totally cool. We will probably not cut into this pie until later this evening, okay? So it'll sit here and cool for several hours. It is time. Let's see if we can get this one out decently without tearing up the whole. What you say?
That's my phone call. Oh, another one. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, everybody. Hey, listen, I want to apologize. Okay, Donna showed me. I didn't know it was that way, people. I didn't know it was that way. So I don't change my ways. What we eat? Just tell me, babe, don't have none of that other stuff in it.
Ain't none of that other stuff.
Okay, I'm ready to attack it, this thing.
You know, I be trying not to tear it up, getting it out.
It's okay, babe. I'm going to tear it up.
It's always that first piece. Be tearing it up.
Okay. Thanksgiving costs drop, man. Cost of Thanksgiving drop is high demand.
Let me go on and give you little pieces of crust that I
Well, that looks different. That has a nice little tan about itself. I touched my phone.
Okay. Y'all, per usual, tearing it up, getting it out. Let me show you the bottom so you can see that the crust is not wet and soggy.
It's warm?
See that it's done. No, because it's been out for hours. I'm sorry, y'all. I broke it up, but you see that? You see it's done. I can have the first bite.
Yeah, sure, man. You can have whatever you want. How is it? Supposed do it.
I don't have to do that, baby.
Oh, let me. Whose is this one?
You tell me.
Strong nutmeg.
Strong what?
Nutmeg. It's good. It's good.
Whose pie is that?
It's mine.
It's yours. So I'm letting y'all see the inside good. Look at that.
This is it right here, girl. This is the lottery. I don't know.
What you mean that's it? Just a little bit of a tan. Not quite as dark as the eggnog one was. I made sure I opened the door to let the heat escape.
It's good. This is good. How do you put your paws in there like a barrel? There you go, man. Let me feed you. That's it right here.
What does that mean? That's it.
This is mine.
What you mean that's yours?
This is my pie right here. This is my family pie.
Yeah, that's it.
I know what this is.
And my mama's sweet potato pie was good, man. Y'all, I didn't tell him either. Yay.
I know. This is it.
That's the grand finale. Okay. Let's see. What did I do in me trying to do my measurements? I know I'm going to have to look back at the video to remind myself. I did 3/4 cups of sugar rather than 1 cup. I think I could have went on ahead and done the 1 cup of sugar. What you think? A little bit more sugar? I could have. If you don't want it really sweet, do the 3/4 cups of sugar. 3/4 cups of sugar. I did, look at my measuring cup. Was it about a 1/3 cup maybe about a 1/3 cup of the evaporated milk?
Oh, that's good. I'm mixing.
And then I did half a stick of butter. I might want to do a little bit more butter, but the recipe as I listed in the description box below is it, y'all.
Listen.
This is it.
With all things being considered, there's no place like home. Let me tell you something. I've tasted all y'all around the world sweet potato pies, and some was different. Some was a little more challenging. But let me tell you something. There's nothing like home. Lord have mercy, ain't nothing like home. Mm-hmm. See, everything is now off course. Yeah. Diet broken.
This is it, y'all.
This right here is just, yeah. Problem we used to have when Mom made sweet potato pies is the brothers would steal the whole pie. So she just made one for everybody so they didn't have to steal.
That's why we have to make so many, because they be wanting, my brothers, and even some of my nephews, they be wanting a whole pie to go home with them. That's why we can't make just two or three pies, honey. We make a lot of pies. Ooh, that's good. Okay, y'all, listen. I hope you enjoyed.
I had a freckle.
That's nutmeg.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed the sweet potato pie series. So this is it. Again, even with this recipe, whatever spices you want to add, if you want to do, like I said, maybe I heard people say if you add just a little bit of lemon juice, it just changed lemon extract. But I don't want to mess with my mom's sweet potato pies because they are so good. And it's just, y'all know how it is when you taste something that reminds you of home, or if your mom or grandmom or nana or me mom or papa, whoever cooked it, that was so dear to you. When you get that taste, it just takes you back. And I'm so thankful that my family, I learned from my mom, and Thanksgiving Day, we will all be able to enjoy Mom's cooking because my sister and I learned how to cook. So,
and let me say this. It's amazing.
Learn how to cook like my mom.
Yeah. It's amazing that it's become my sweet potato pie. Growing up with Mom, my mom making pies, and you're used to those, but as you get older, you get married, and I began to get to my wife.
Yeah, because my pies are probably different than your
Different, yeah, and I began to more so trend towards my wife's style of cooking after being married to her for 14 years. 15, 20, 24 years.
Almost 24 years.
Yeah, 24 years in. One thing about it is it really has become mine. I know it. You can't fool me. You can blindfold me. You can do whatever you want to do, but I know mine. Yeah. So that's just the thing, guys. And the lemon may be good, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and you have the basics for a sweet potato pie. I want to challenge you. If you've never done a sweet potato pie, try it. If you love sweet potato pies, just try it. Just try it for Thanksgiving. Taste it before you leave. If you're taking the pie somewhere, if it don't taste good, don't take it. But it's not hard. I mean, because you have the basics of the recipe with the eggs, the milk, the sugar, and then it's just left up to what kind of spices that you want to add. So y'all, please, that's why I take the time to be very detailed in my video to show you exactly what you need to do, in hopes that you will feel comfortable trying it for yourself and sharing it with your family, okay? All right, you guys. Well, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, please consider doing so.
By hitting the nosy. I was looking at your glaze.
Glaze girl. This is from our YouTube family. So sweet. A YouTube family member sent this to me maybe a couple of years ago, or at least about a year and a half ago, I think. Oh, y'all so sweet. But anywho, thank you all so much for watching. We already look forward to you joining us again
next time.
Listen, y'all. Thanksgiving is next week. Y'all, get ready. Get ready. And make some pies. All right. All right. Bye.